Sad eyes. Let's take a look at that, see if we got anything that kind of matches that really well. So the surprise eyes shape kind of matches sad eyes, but it's going to be a lot less extreme. So we'll do... I don't think I have anything else that's sad eyes. I got angry, happy, surprised, squint. Yeah, okay, so I need sad. All right. Let's try this. So I'm just trying to like capture like that silhouette, that shape right there, as much as possible.
Do you ever accidentally select vertices on the other side?
All the fucking time. Just gotta be careful. I just kind of watch when my manipulator pops up, and yeah, you just gotta be careful with it. So with her shape, it's very triangular. Like there's not, it doesn't look like there's a lot of a curve right there. There is a curve here, and a little bit of one right here, but this is pretty flat. Did not mean to do that. So something maybe kind of like that. I feel like they need to go maybe a little bit more right there. Yeah.
How can you be sure that you're not going like beyond the size of the eyeball?
I don't. I find out when I do the blend shapes, and then I'll have to go back and adjust them. So the eyeball is really huge in the
Yeah.
skull, so I think I got a pretty decent safe space here to work with. My main question is going to be if I'm clipping to where I'm going to be having the eyes clipping through the skull. Hopefully not. If I do, then I'll go through and like fix it as I need to. So I'm just trying to get kind of the general shape here to have these work. And then also I got some brow shapes I need to work with as well.
You didn't create any geometry for the back of her eye socket. Is that typically all right to pass on when you're making a head?
So the way that he did it, I probably would like to have like a full socket, but they did like a little bit of like an interior. Honestly, I would like to have more if it was me. If I was modeling this guy or this girl, I would definitely have a little bit more going back through it, just to act as like a buffer zone. With the retopo that his modelers did, it's a little more basic than I would honestly like to see, to be completely honest with you. So yes and no. Well, it's not going to be, you know, I'll make it work, but I wish it could be a little bit better. So maybe this will be a learning example for you guys to see like what kind of problems, you know, you might run into if you don't have like certain things on your mesh, because we may run into those problems. She doesn't have, and she doesn't have eyebrow geometry at all. This is gonna be interesting. I may actually make some eyebrow geometry on her, because like, unless they're doing textures, I don't think they should do texture. They probably should have like some sort of geometry there, but either way. So that's kind of where I'm seeing like the eye shape going, or the eyebrow shape going. So that kind of works. Okay. What else? I got the happy, I got the squint. So when you're doing like phonetics, so if you're going to be doing characters that need to speak, you can have character mouth shapes that emulate phonemes. Have you guys done phonemes yet, or like in 2D animation?
No.
Okay, so what are phonemes?
They're the building blocks for words.
Mm-hmm.
Like the vowels.
Not necessarily vowels.
It's like the shape of the sound that
Yeah.
the word makes.
Exactly. So, like when we say words, our mouths make basically like, let's say, less than 10 different shapes for every single mouth or every single sound that comes out of our mouth. Everything else is kind of a combination of like our tongue movement, teeth movement, air pressure coming out of our lungs, things like that. But the phonemes allow us to kind of simplify mouth movements into like different specific shapes. So like if I go and mouth phonemes. Okay, so so you'll see like different mouths make like different sounds make different shapes. Generally, they're going to be the same across the board for most people. You know, dental hygiene and whatever probably give you different results. But so if you guys all do ah or ah, and you just feel the way your mouth moves, it's going to generally move in a different way than if you do the sound for e or eh. So why don't you guys give it a shot? Everyone go ah, ah, and now do e, e, ah, e. So you feel like a difference in the way your mouth is moving, right? So you could create phoneme shapes that match those types of different shapes that you'd be creating in order to speak. And so you could hit those like really quickly if you're doing like lip syncing animation. So like some of the ones you want to do real quickly would be like O's, oohs, the fa, va, ta, where you have like your teeth like clicking like on top of your lip. The where you kind of roll your lips inwards. So things like that would be really useful for sure. Okay? So those would be some other blend shapes that you could add in. Make sense? Okay. All right. But for her, I'm just going to be really focusing on just the facial expressions because I don't think she actually speaks in the film. So I don't necessarily need to do phoneme shapes. At least I have not been requested to do phoneme shapes. So until I hear otherwise, I'm not going to worry about it. So anyway, once I have all of my shapes completed, what I'm going to do is go ahead and name each one. And you notice that I'm putting right on each one of these. What do you think?
Because you have to have the separate ones for the right and left side of the face.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't have one for this one, so I'm just gonna leave it out. I'm gonna take each one of these. And I'm gonna duplicate them. And move them up. Change right to left. And now we have left side, right side for each one of these. Okay? Good? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of these guys. Select the target, which is gonna be the main head that we're going to. Now I'm gonna go under rigging, deform, and you have something under create called blend shape, okay? I'm gonna click on the option box, and it's gonna give me an option to name my blend shape node. So I'm gonna name this Lily Head BS for blend shape. I'm gonna click advanced. It's gonna ask me deformation order right here. I'm gonna go and tell it pre-deformation. So this is gonna be there's gonna be a deformation list for every mesh. And so pre-deformation means this is going to get calculated first before it gets calculated for the skin cluster. And so I do this because sometimes I'll run into issues if I don't select pre-deformation, and it kind of becomes a bit of a headache. So just make sure you do pre-deformation and you should be good. And then I'm going to go and click on create. And now if you click on the head, there's going to be inputs, skin cluster, and then right below that, Lily Head BS. If we click on that, look at all this. We get all this stuff. And so if I go under, where is it? Animation. Actually, no, animation editors. So I'm going to go under Windows Animation Editors. And then I believe it's called Shape Editor here. We have actually the blend shape node that we just created with all the shapes that we just assigned. And so if I go in and do eyes closed, you'll see that the eyes are closing. Now, I need to edit this because the eyes are actually clipping through the eyeballs. So I need to go ahead and fix that. But you see how we now have a way to open and close the eyes. Cool, huh? Okay.
Where was the shape editor located?
It's under Windows, Animation Editor, Shape Editor. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and close the eyes. And I'm going to go over to the one with the closed eyes. And then go in and reshape this a little bit. And it should update. Actually, I think it may be going with this one instead. Let me move him down. Or her down, I should say. There we go. That's not a door. I mean, it is a door, but it's not a door for you.
So So could you do this before you duplicate? That way you don't have to do it twice?
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
Yeah. That might be the more intelligent thing to do. So, let's come back, move them a little bit forward, and now, when I change it back and forth, you see how nice and neatly just kind of goes in, like closes over the eye. So, we're good.
What about the eyelashes? That's a whole different process.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something else for them. So I'm probably gonna have them wrap deform to the head itself. So, all right. So let me actually go ahead and fix the eye closed right. Have that move forward.